Waiting is kind of hard for me. I've got the mind of a Jack Russell Terrier on cocaine. I've got a really high velocity of thought and a high velocity of work and an unusually high energy level most of the time. I wake up early and thoughts are fully and utterly engaged within seconds. I get up within maybe 60 seconds of waking up most mornings of the week. You know, for the longest time, slowing down in any area of my life made me feel more exhausted and more nervous than moving quickly and thinking quickly and working quickly and flying through the day. You know, I think I've always liked speed. I've always liked fast horses and powerful cars and fast airplanes and motorcycles. I even find myself listening to Audible books at 1.5 or 2 times the speed. Slow talkers and slow walkers and slow drivers and slow deliveries bring out a rather dark side of my personality, if you can believe that. Well, they used to bring out a dark side to my personality. I still, to this day, get a little irritated when life doesn't go at my expected pace, but now the irritation passes in just a few seconds. As soon as I notice the headwinds of life and the headwinds of work, I'm learning to appreciate them a little bit more. So I've said it to you for years that leadership isn't everything, but it's the first thing. And by that I mean that leaders get there first. If you want people to imagine something, you've got to imagine it first. If you want people to get a better impact, you have to have a really good idea first of what a better impact looks like, and maybe even of how to achieve it. If you want people to be more courageous, well, you get my point. Leaders get there first. So if you're a leader in some sphere, or a manager or a supervisor or an influential person to whom people look for leadership and they follow you, they do so because in many ways you get there first. But here's the problem. Often when we get there first, we as leaders have to wait. We wait for the vision to catch up with reality, or the other way around, for reality to catch up with the vision. We wait for the orchard of opportunity to grow into fruit-bearing trees. We wait for other people to catch up with us. We imagine, we ask, we dream, we move, then we have to wait. In the project management world, we call that waiting part of the project mood curve the pit of despair. It's that time between starting and getting moving and arriving. It's that place between where we are and where we want to be. It's that place when forward movement or progress slows, or maybe it even stops. We've done all we can, so now we wait. So if you're like me, waiting is really, really, really difficult. It exposes my weaknesses. It highlights the shadow side of my strengths. You know, you and I all have strengths, and the more we live, the more we understand what those strengths are. But each of those strengths has a shadow to it. That is, that because of that strength, something else it has to be dealt with. For example, if you're highly analytical, and that's a strength of yours, to really understand analysis, then you will probably think that everything is subject to your analysis and that you make all of your decisions based upon an analytical mind. And so the shadow side of your strength would be that you will face occasionally things that can't be analyzed. You can't, for example, analyze the future. It hasn't happened. If you are a very deep thinker and you'd like to pull away and really understand strategic thinking, and you'd like to really wrap your mind around complex situations, and that's a strength of yours, the shadow of that strength is that you'll work with people who are not like that, or you'll be faced with situations that really don't require deep thinking for you to be a leader in some way. So a shadow strength is sometimes therefore the shadow of our strengths, and it exposes itself when we have to wait. If I feel like something is wrong with me, or with my assumptions, or with the plan, or with the team, that's usually being exposed when I have to wait. In fact, when I wait, I start questioning my own assumptions, my own vision, especially if the waiting goes on very long. Sometimes I'll question the direction completely if the waiting goes on very long. Waiting exposes us to a lot, especially those of us that don't like waiting. Well, what about you? Are you waiting? Have you done all that you can? Have you done that little thing that you need to do today? And now all that's left is just to wait? To wait while everything around you catches up with you and with your dreams and with your vision? So then after we've waited a little while, an hour, a day, 17 years, or at least it feels like that, resistance and inertia will start to release their grip. And after we've waited for a while, the change that we're seeking and the reality around it will change itself, and it will start to catch up with our dream and with our vision that perhaps we've been sitting on for a long time. So it's taken years as a leader and as a father and as a grandfather, as a partner and a friend, for me to begin to learn that it is good to wait. It's good to take a deep breath, to pause, to appreciate the people and processes and progress that I've seen, and to wait. What do I do when I'm waiting? Well, there's 3 things at least that I've learned to do when I realize, oh, this isn't just a strategic thing I'm dealing with. This isn't just something that can be solved by working a little bit harder. This is one of those times when I need to wait. So there's 3 things I do. I review the vision, the idea, the dream, and I live with it again, just like I did when it was fresh. Second thing I do is I appreciate how far we've come. And often those who are set up in life with a brain and giftedness and opportunity that you think about the future and you lead and plan, often with folks like that, we spend all of our time looking forward and planning the next steps and making sure things are making good progress, so much so that we really never stop and look behind us to see how far we've come. So that's the second thing I do. I look back and I appreciate about how far I've come. And I'm careful to not compare myself or our enterprises or our projects with others who are outside of us who are walking a different path. The third thing I do is I resist the urge to dismiss the progress by obsessively playing a yeah, but game. In doing those 3 things, I realize that it's good to wait. And it's rare for me to be in that state of mind when I'm waiting, when I get past that first brush or second brush of frustration, when I don't actually begin to, therefore, rest. Every time, literally every time, that I settle into the wait, I have to remind myself it's good to wait. I eventually emerge from the other side of that wait, more optimistic, more focused, less afraid, more grateful, more humble, happier. The wait, of course, is a discipline. Waiting doesn't come naturally nor easily to me, or if you're like me at all, it won't to you either. First, I'm going to feel irritated at the need to wait, but as soon as I feel that mental storm building and that bubbling from frenetic urgency in my mind, go, 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 as soon as I feel that start to take over, I literally take a deep breath and I realize, oh. And I begin to ruthlessly eliminate hurry, and I remind myself that it's good to wait. And waiting isn't doing nothing. In fact, waiting could possibly be the most leveraged thing I do as a leader. It's good to wait. So if this relates to you, if you're in a situation where you are waiting and you found yourself frustrated and you're pushing hard against the boulder that's in front of you, and it's not moving and it's not moving, and you keep trying to figure out another way to make this thing move, maybe that boulder, that obstacle in front of you is there so that you can wait, so that reality can catch up with your vision. So leadership is hard, but don't make it harder than it needs to be. Wait. Wait for it. It's good to wait. And while you're at it, maybe find a good bourbon to sip. Here's to you.